everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and here on my YouTube channel, and we are back with another Icon QCon ProX video. In this video, I'm going to show you the assignment section here in the master section and what these buttons do and how it kind of works with the encoders and the faders and such on our ProX system. That's what we're going to do in this video. And we're going to do this with Studio One. So before we get started, if you like what you see in the video, hit that subscribe button. Also, again, we're talking about a control surface. We're talking about mixing. I want you to head out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com because I want to give you a free mixing course, a $100 mixing course. It's right on the homepage. You can't miss it. Go ahead and click on that orange button, get your free mixing course. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you something else for free. Also, if you really want to learn the craft of mixing and you struggle with mixing and you've been mixing for, let's say, a year to 3 years or even less than a year, perfect for beginners and intermediates, and you want to join a great community of people who are all trying to get better at the craft of mixing, check out what I have going on at mixingmadeeasy.net. We'll talk a little bit about that later at the end of the video as well. All the links will be in the description box below. So here we are in Studio One. So looking at our Icon QCon ProX again, if you have not seen the other videos in this series, make sure you check the playlist in the description box below. You can see all the videos that I've done thus far on the Icon QCon ProX surface control system. Say that 3 times fast. So here we are. We're going to talk about these series of buttons right here called the assignment section here. Okay, you can see that right here. I know you can't see the text all that great because we have an overhead camera. And I'm going to be using the trusty secondary iPhone camera here to get some footage of the LCD screens because we're going to need that here. But and I'll try to somehow maybe possibly insert a photo up on the screen so you can see this a little bit better, but I'm going to walk you through it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons here. The 6th button here on the end doesn't work in Studio One. It's just a blank button, but these here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have track, sends, pan, plugin, and effects. So let me show you what each one of these buttons do. So on track, here we are on our track. And let me also turn on this video here so I can insert that video here so you can see the LCD screen. When we go to track, you'll see that depending on the track that we have selected here, and if you look on top, we have the second track here, our snare sample track, and I color coded that in purple on the screen here in the mixer view in Studio One so you can see it. You can see on the LCD screen, when we go to track, we have bypass all is the first encoder. So if I turn bypass all, you'll see that in the mixer view in Studio One, you can see the 2 plugins that are inserts, the compressor and the EQ, both turn off. So I could turn the power buttons on and off just by turning bypass all. The monitor button here will turn on the speaker monitoring button on that particular track. The input will actually change the input for that track, and you can see it's changing at the top here, right? So that's our inputs. Go back there. There we go. See that? You can see that right at the top. Okay. Next to that is the output. So where is this track being routed to? Drum bus is where it's set on. And then the next set of encoders up here, say S1, S2, S3, S4 bypass, those are for the sends. So if you had a send on this, this will bypass the send. So if I was sending this snare to, let's say, a reverb or a delay or something, you can bypass the snare. It works just like the bypass for the actual insert. Because I have the video of the QCon on the screen, you won't be able to see that if I open it up. But trust me, this is your send bypasses. There are 4 of them. So if you look at the LCD screen here on the center main section, the QCon ProX, you'll see bypass monitor, all the text up there, right? And if you also could probably also see it on the first extension over here to the left. You can see it says the same thing on the LCD screen, and the controls are exactly the same. So whether I turn the bypass here on this main one, or whether I reach over here and turn it on this one, it does the same thing. So it's just duplicating the controls. The 8 encoders up here are the same as the 8 encoders over there. It's the same as the 8 encoders over here. Not quite sure why that is, but I would normally probably work with the ones in the center because they're directly in front of me and I don't have to reach over to the left and right. So that is when you are on the track button, right? Right. If I go to the next button, which is the sends, That is going to show me this encoder right here in the center. This is the send that we have going to that drum reverb that you don't see on the screen, but you can change the send level right here. And once again, if you look at the unit on the left, you'll see on the LCD screen, it's the same control as on the right, just as I mentioned. So again, all the controls duplicate, but here's the send level here, right here. And if I were to open up and expand the mixer here in Studio One and move the video out of the way, you would see it controlling the send level. Okay, I'm not going to move the video. Just trust me, it is absolutely there. Then we have our panning. If I go to the next button here under the assignment section, we go to panning, and now all the tracks are popping up, and we have our panning section. So on our snare track, you'll see it controls the pan. Pretty straightforward. If I go to plugin, that's the next button. Plugin is going to allow me to control the functions of the plugin if you map them. And we're going to do that in another video, probably the next video. But let's say here on this snare track, I've already done it. For example, we have a compressor and an EQ. If I just open up the compressor here, you'll see the compressor. And now you'll see on the LCD screen in the center, we have the threshold, the ratio, the attack, and the release that's programmed to these encoders. I will show you how to do that in another video, but I just want to show you how this works as part of the assignment section. So on plugin, now I can take these encoders and I can turn the threshold, see that on the plugin. I can do the ratio, I could do the attack, I can do the release, and I could have programmed all the rest of the controls here on this plugin here as well. I was just doing this for example. So when you're on plugin and you open up your plugin window for the track that you have selected, in our case, our second track, our snare track, we can control the parameters of our plugin, which is pretty cool. Now, the one thing I will say, and again, I'm not really sure why I haven't been able to figure this out. I don't know where on this master section in Studio One actually opens and closes that plugin window. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So I come over here with the mouse and click it open and closed. I wish there was a way, and maybe there is a way, but I have to figure out, probably with one of the function keys like we talked about in the last video. That would probably be it. You could probably program one of the function keys to open and close your insert, your plugin insert window. But nevertheless, once you have that open, that will then allow you, if you have plugin assigned here in the assignment section, to control your plugin parameters. So that's how you do that. I thought maybe cancel would close it. No, it doesn't. So that is the plugin section. And the last button here is our effects section. So if I click effect, you'll see here that it allows us to bypass the effects here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will allow us to shut off each individual. So right now I just turned off the compressor insert. And if I turn the second one, it'll turn off the EQ, okay? Which is similar, but acts a little differently than if we go over here to track. Track will bypass both plugins. We'll turn both plugins on and off, right? Those are the power, bypass on and off, right? Both at the same time. If I'm on the effects, now you can do them individually. See how that works? So when you're on the effects button, you can turn your plugins on and off, bypass on and off individually, and you can have up to 8 of them here. So if you had 8 inserts there, you can turn them on and off individually. Whereas when you're on the track, the very first button that we were on, it bypasses all of them at the same time. And you can see that on the LCD screen. So that is the assignment section. Now, the section right underneath that, we've talked about this in one of the other videos, but it's really quick. So I'll just show it to you here as well. Let me select this track right here, just in the middle of the screen, so you can see it. This is going to be our overhead left, and you can see it here on the screen, is our automation section. Okay, if I hit, and again, I'll go back to track 2 because it's purple and you can see it a little bit better. Oops, didn't mean to bump the camera. So if I go look at our automation on that track, if I go read, it'll turn read on and off here. We can write for that track that we've selected. The middle button doesn't work here in Studio One. I think this works with Cubase Uendo, but not Studio One. Then we have touch, our touch automation, and then we have latching. So all your automation section is over there. And then again, if you want to just get back to panning, this puts everything at panning. Now all these individual tracks are here, and all the pan pots are for the tracks that you have selected in your mixer here. So that is our assignment section and the automation section on the QCon ProX in the master section. I hope this video was helpful, again, check all the videos in the playlist that I have in the description box below. I'm going through and doing a bunch of these little videos to show you as a new user or someone who is looking to maybe purchase this Icon QCon ProX, how you kind of get it set up, how it kind of works, some of the features and functions, some of the things that make this really super intuitive and efficient, and then some of the things that are a little quirky between the different DAWs, where certain things work in certain DAWs and not in others. So make sure you check all those videos in the description box below in the playlist link. So thank you so much for watching this video. Now, as I said at the beginning, I want to help you out. Let me shut off this camera here. So I want to help you out. Make sure you go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Get your free mixing course. It's right on the homepage. Okay, we already talked about that. Make sure you get that. Take that course. It's free. If you like my style of teaching and you say to yourself, you know, I want to learn from Uncle Dave and take some more of his fully featured, full-length training courses. He has a bunch of paid training courses on his website. How can I do that? Well, you can go to the training courses page on the website. We have everything from recording to mixing to mastering to EQ to compression to parallel compression and a partridge in a pear tree. And I want to help you get one of those courses at a discount. I want to give you 25% off any training course on the website. You just use the coupon code YouTube25 and that will take off 25% off any training course on the site. So make sure you do that. And then once again, last but not least, if you really want to learn the craft of mixing and you want to join a community of like-minded people where we're all getting better at the craft of mixing, where every month you get a full training course with new multi-track files, a different genre of music every month where we use different DAWs, different plugins, different mixing techniques and concepts so you can build your own personalized workflow. And we have mixing contests, plugin giveaways. We have one-on-one with good old Uncle Dave here. We do live monthly coaching calls out on YouTube. We do a whole bunch of stuff to really help you get better at the craft of mixing. Check out mixingmadeeasy.net. The link will be in the description box below. So again, like, share, subscribe, give me the old thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think of this Icon QCon ProX. And if you have one, tell me how you like it as well. And until the next Icon QCon ProX video, I've been Dave with mixingmadeeasy.net and homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Thank you so very much for joining me this afternoon, and I will see you soon.